Hey Cooper, what are your initial thoughts after that?
That's definitely tough, but I came out here just to learn as much as I could and race the best guys in the world. It's not your day every time. Anybody can tell you that. And still being in school, it's like fail a math test occasionally.
Yeah.
But you come back, and I'm just excited for what the future holds.
Was your kick not quite there today? 150 to go seemed like, well, you're just going to turn it on like you did maybe at USA's, but how were you feeling?
Yeah, it just wasn't there as it normally is, but you just got to move on, live and learn basically.
Yeah.
I felt like I had a chance with 150 to go, just with the kind of normal kick that I have, but it just wasn't there today. But I'm leaving the stadium with my head held high, just because getting to race the best guys in the world is just really exciting.
How was the experience of actually racing in that sort of stadium?
It was awesome, to get to look up and see that crowd of 60,000 people. It was really, really exciting just to get to step out there and just see what I can do.
Were you more nervous than the US trials? Was it felt a bit different?
I wouldn't say too much. I feel like I can handle a crowd pretty well. Obviously, that's the biggest crowd I've ever raced in front of, probably most of the people out here. So, it was just really cool just to get to step on that track and see everybody. I got to see my family up in the stands, which was, that's something you won't really forget of.
And if you could run the race again, what would you do differently? You sort of seem to be in lane 2, 3, 4 quite a lot.
Yeah, I think just putting myself up in the race a little more. I was in lane 2 for the whole thing really. So just putting myself up a little more. In that 2-3 spot. That was kind of the goal coming in, but it just wasn't there today.
Was there a strategy coming in?
Just top 3. I want to see how far I can make it. And again, just sometimes it's not your day, but it was still a really exciting race, and I feel like I can learn a lot from that.
This level, was it harder to find a spot on the rail? You were out in lane 2, 3.
Yeah, I think maybe I could have got out a little harder. But I don't really have any regrets from that race. You're gonna have bad races occasionally. That's just that's how this sport is. So 147 still at 16. I'm gonna have my head held high from that. So just move on from it.
143 is really good.
Cooper, was there a point in the race tonight where you just realized that this isn't going well?
No, I don't think so. I felt like I had a chance with 100 to go. I think I was maybe 5th or 6th place coming off the curve. But again, that last 100 wasn't there. But that's just how it goes.
How's the training going since then?
Oh, it's been amazing. I felt like I was in the best shape of my life coming into this. The workouts were 10 out of 10s coming into this. So, I was really excited to step on that track and just run.
Did you think about maybe just staying in the back and just kicking the last 200 instead of running all that extra ground?
No. Again, the goal was to be top 2 or 3, and obviously top 3 to move on. I just, it felt harder than, I think I was maybe 53. Felt a little harder than it normally does, but that's just how it is. But I was, I didn't run a perfect race. I feel like everybody would agree with that, but it was a lot of experience game.
So, how are you feeling right now? Are you it seems like you have a lot of perspective. It was an amazing season, obviously, but are you bummed out? I was in the elevator on the way up to watch your race with David Rudisha, world record holder, and he knew who you were and was talking about how insane your kick is. If I told you that a year ago, you would have.
You're never. I feel like in this sport, it's like you're never happy with what you always feel like you can do more, and I feel like I could today, but it just wasn't there.
Was it hard at all while you were down there to focus on some of these guys you've read about, see on TV, and just concentrate on racing and all?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty good at focusing on my race, even racing guys that I've been watching for the past couple of years. I felt like I put my name in that conversation with them, especially in the first round.
One more question. Who do you really want to beat like this? Like a 16? So let's do somebody else. Your parents.
I'm on my own. Being 16, a minor, it's a little bit difficult to have a roommate. Team USA was super nice to let me have my own room. And, being with my parents a lot, it's been an awesome experience. Thanks, guys.